So if there's anybody out there watching that drives a Honda, or if anyone you know, a family member, a friend, a sibling, maybe even your child drives a Honda, there's an urgent announcement and update that I want to bring you guys about a potential hazard and safety recall. And it says here that Honda and the US government are urging owners of about 8,200 older vehicles not to drive them until dangerous airbag inflators are replaced. What's most important with that is that with the high price and the expensive cost of replacing vehicles, trading them in, purchasing new ones, as well as the lack of the opportunity to do so because of supply chain issues, coupled with now higher interest rates that make borrowing money for car payments astronomical, with car payments now creeping up to almost some being $2,000 a month. There's going to be a lot of folks out there that I know are going to be continuously driving or possibly even looking to buy older, more reliable Honda, these Japanese vehicles like these listed, that are affected by this airbag, this dangerous airbag recall. Now, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, on Friday they issued a do not drive advisory for the 2001 through 2003 vehicles with Takata inflators that have a high possibility of exploding and hurling shrapnel in a crash. The safety agency says the risk to drivers and passengers is dire because the so-called alpha inflators have a 50% chance of exploding in a crash, and if the inflators blow apart, they can shoot shrapnel toward a driver's face that could kill them or cause serious injuries. The agency says that the Honda and Acura vehicles were recalled previously, but records show that repairs have not been made in the affected vehicles. Honda already has replaced 99% of the dangerous inflators, while vehicles affected include the 2001 through 2002 Honda Accord and Civic, the 2002 Honda CR-V and Odyssey SUVs, the 2003 Honda Pilot, the 2002 and 2003 Acura 3.2 TL, and the 2003 Acura 3.2 CL. Meanwhile, owners can check to see if their cars are covered by going on to www.nhtsa.gov/recalls and keying in their 17-digit VIN number. These inflators are, according to the NHTSA acting administrator Ann Carlson, 2 decades old now, and they pose a 50% chance of rupturing in even a minor crash. Now, with that being said, we still have ongoing supply chain issues and a labor shortage problem. So I want to share with you guys something from a little bit of a personal experience, and that is actually 2 experiences, one of which I had with a local Porsche dealership here in Northwest Florida, and another with an auto body shop in Atlanta. And I had a comment on a previous video with a subscriber to the channel that was so very enthusiastic about my informative intro and all the money-making savings and investment tips that I had to offer, that I wanted to thank that subscriber for leaving the comment. And I also wanted to make sure I brought you guys that information yet again. And folks, if you're interested in learning how to make more money, build your own successful small business, start building up savings and investing as a beginner, please check out the free links in the description. I've included lots of valuable resources there, as well as anyone interested in connecting and discussing financial success strategies and learning more about how to build a YouTube channel to create content and make money like I do every single day. Join the network and let's get started right away. I'm also finalizing some very important and informative videos with additional information on not just the mysterious Chinese weather balloon spying on us here in the US and now apparently in Latin America, but also updates to government stimulus programs, Social Security, food stamps, EBT, disability, survivor benefit payments, free grants with access to funding for starting businesses, as well as an update for everyone if you are concerned about this economic storm and how your IRA and 401k will fare during these turbulent times. Now, top experts are predicting now is the time to be protecting your assets with physical gold and silver. Find out why Genesis Gold Group is the #1 recommended company by your favorite preppers and homestead channels. Receive Genesis Gold Group's free definitive gold guide today, or give them a call at 800-200-GOLD. It's 800-200-4653. And I'll even link them down in the description so you can check out their website, which is genesisgoldgroup.com. I'm also going to be bringing you some simple and easy side hustles that can pay out instantly, daily, or even weekly for those in need of money immediately and with very little time to spare, because I know you are all so very busy. So make sure that you keep an eye out for those videos dropping soon. And if there's any other topics you'd like me to cover, please go ahead and drop a comment and let me know. All right, family, I want to thank you all for your continued support. And before I continue, please take a second, smash the like button, because it definitely helps out a little bit with the YouTube algorithm and for your daily dose of the truth with the jobs market, businesses, small and large, the stock market, investing, savings, the US economy, Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and whatever is actually happening in Washington, D.C. that affects our lives, our families, and our bank accounts, not to mention the stock market and the housing market. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and also make sure your notification bell is turned on. And if you own a home, make sure that that home is protected. Never be caught off guard again by another very expensive, unexpected home repair. Again, get your free home warranty quote. There's a link in the description down below this video. All right, guys, so check this out. We still have ongoing supply chain issues and a labor shortage problem. So I want to share with you guys something from a little bit of a personal experience, and that is actually two experiences, one of which I had with a local Porsche dealership here in Northwest Florida, and another with an auto body shop in Atlanta. So here locally in Florida, I was taking my 2017 Porsche Macan GTS in for its annual service. It's a certified pre-owned CPO Porsche that I bought from at Porsche Perimeter in Atlanta. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it whatsoever. However, it was time for the annual oil change. I hadn't actually hit the mileage, but I was coming up on the months. So it was about 12 months before I was going to need an oil change. So I approached the dealership, and you guys may have actually seen some of these videos, but I approached the dealership and I requested an appointment. And they said, sure, no problem, we'll get you right in. Well, the soonest they could get me in was about 45 days later. No harm, no foul, no big deal. But at the end of the day, what they told me was that they are short-staffed, parts are hard to get, and they're just backed up overall when it comes to getting to servicing vehicles. And this is just for basic maintenance.
But she was really nice. She walked up to ask if you were with me, and I said yes, and she goes, I can take a picture of you guys if you'd like. And I was like, oh, he's recording. She was like, my granddaughter's young, I don't know how any of this stuff works, but she was really, really nice. Super nice.
So long story short, 45 days later, I show up. They're still backed up beyond belief, but it's just kind of like par for the course with the way that our economy is shaping up right now. And honestly, fortunately, those folks still have jobs, which is not necessarily the case for a lot of people that I can say right now. And I have some shocking information and breaking news updates that I'm going to share with you about some new developments with a lot of small businesses that are ultimately going to force them to close down here soon, if not already, and ultimately have a huge impact on a lot of folks' employment and regular paychecks. And so the second occurrence was actually with a body shop in Atlanta. You guys may recall that my mother-in-law, Michelle's mom, was actually in a car accident, and you know, first and foremost, she was okay. So that's what's most important. But we had to get her car repaired, and we talked to a local body shop that we had used in the past. They've done good work, and what they told us was, one, the price was going to be astronomical to get this car repaired because of just the rise in inflation and costs and replacement parts. Like, it's ridiculous. Just don't get in an accident, folks. It could total your vehicle out, and if your car gets totaled, that could be a huge problem for you. Now, we'll talk about that a little bit later. So what happened was, we talked to the body shop, and the soonest that they could schedule her was 3 months out. 3 months, folks. So this is just telling of the current economic and labor situation that we're in. It is a struggle, but with that being said, if you're driving these older vehicles like these Hondas that are getting hit with these recalls, the US government is urging folks not to drive them until they get them repaired. Besides the lack of parts, then you have the labor aspect of getting scheduled, and then the dealerships are not necessarily going to be putting you at a top priority to get a recall done coming out of their pocket. And also, with that being said, these safety and emissions components actually carry longer warranties than your bumper to bumper and your powertrain. So just keep that in mind. It's a little heads up. So, but at the end of the day, what happens is that if you potentially find yourself in a situation where you need vehicle repair that puts you in a position where you can't drive your car, just a heads up, guys, odds are you're going to be stranded. You're going to be left without a vehicle because, one, these dealerships and the dealerships don't have the loaner vehicles to offer, and these independent repair shops definitely don't have them. But the dealerships also aren't going to give you a loaner vehicle for several months because your car can't get in for scheduled service. Now, if your car gets in for service and it's going to take a week to repair, they'll give you a loaner vehicle 9 times out of 10 if they have any available. But they're not going to give you a loaner vehicle for the 3 or 4 months you got to wait before you can actually get in to get service. So you got to be very careful. And like I said, if your vehicle were to potentially be totaled out in an accident, that could potentially pose a huge problem. Why? Well, replacement vehicle costs are going to be much higher than what your actual cash value will be on your vehicle being totaled out. Hopefully you're not upside on a loan, on an auto loan without gap insurance to cover that difference, but odds are it will not cover the difference between what your car is stated to be worth and what a replacement would cost. Not to mention the added burden of carrying a loan now with higher interest rates on a much more expensive vehicle if your income and or your credit could even support it. I know a lot of people's financial situation has changed here recently as a result of the recession and economic crisis and collapse. And folks, this is real talk. We're talking about preparing and being ready. This is a likely threat that could happen at any given time, at any moment, whether it is your fault or not, an accident, an act of God, just bad luck. So these are things to be cognizant of and pay attention to. Maybe it would be in your best interest to have an additional vehicle as a backup, so you can be your own you can be your own plan B and not rely on a loaner vehicle or anything like that from a dealership to hold you over until your vehicle can be repaired. So folks, these are just some of the possible dangers that are lurking out there around the corner, with one of them actually being presented in the news for these older Honda and Acura vehicles and their airbag warranty recall situations. Please do not ignore the warning and get yours on the list to be fixed. And if you can, perhaps maybe even consider not driving it until that can happen. But I also know that that's going to be quite an ask and an extreme burden for many to try to mitigate this time frame, this period of not having a vehicle to transport to and from work, get to school, drop the kids off, run errands, go to the grocery store, get to doctor's appointments, dentist appointments and whatnot, or maybe even for some going to job interviews trying to replace their income from being laid off. So folks, just a heads up, just a warning. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and go ahead and hit that notification bell so you get alerts when new videos are uploaded, so that you guys can be connected with this information and, most importantly, the truth. Until next time, you guys take care, be safe. I'll see you. Bye.